Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Terence here yet again with another video. So today I thought about something interesting about 5 things that you can do on a daily basis, right? Which at the end of the day will keep you happy or will make you go to bed basically feeling a lot more happier than usual, right? Even if you've had sad days, bad days, depressed days, etc., right, or a shitty day at work as an example, right? So today's video is going to be a little preachy, but yeah, hopefully this will help you guys out, especially during times like this, right? People have a lot of free time on their hand and they don't know what to do, etc., right? So yeah, guys, and also before I begin, let me know how are you guys liking the content of the channel and how you need me to move forward. Any improvements that I need to make? Yeah, I definitely know there's some things I need to make improvements on. Things like the camera going out of focus all the time. But unfortunately, but just to let you guys know, the camera that I use is it's kind of shitty for taking videos, right? So that's that. Yeah. So let me know how you guys liking the contents, right? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, right? So let's begin with today's content, guys. So today's content, to make it simple, is 5 things you can do on a daily basis, or you can try to do, right, or add them part of your daily routines, so that you can live a much more happier life, no matter whatever happens throughout the day, right? So the first, I always have my notes here in case I forget it, right? Um, First thing basically is not giving a fuck as long as you don't hurt anyone else. Um, yeah, I shouldn't have used that word, but yeah, it's basically you don't give a shit about what anyone has to say, right, with regards to what you want to do in life. Let's say you have a purpose that you found, right, and if someone does not agree with the purpose, and if you are able to see your vision forward, go ahead and do that without giving two craps about what anyone else says in terms of in terms of negativity, etc., right? What that will do is, once you're able to do this thing wherein you're saying no to people, right, certain kind of people, right, whenever you throw your, let's say you have a business idea, right, in terms of an opportunity in your area, right, that you feel you want to do, right, and you feel it'll help you as well as people around you, right. So what that's going to do is it'll help you build confidence, obviously, right, by running while you're creating thoughts in your head in terms of that business plan, but also your daily tasks, right. Let's say I just try to put it as simple as possible. So let's say you have a chore to do at home. Let's say you have to clean your room, etc., right? But then let's say someone comes and tells you, no, come hang around with us, etc., right? But this is more important than that. Just as an example. So don't give two shits about what people have to say, right? Do what makes you happy, right? That's very important. Always remember, whatever you're doing daily has to make you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, just stop doing it, because it'll eat away at your soul. Trust me on that, okay? Been there, done that. Right. So just to reiterate, first thing is, don't give a shit about what people have to say. Do whatever you love as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, right, and yourself as well. So that's the first point. The second point is a little deep. It's basically forgiving yourself for the mistakes that you've done in the past. Now I know this this sounds a little preachy, a little too preachy, right? But yes, remember, guys, we all have our past, and and the only way you can move now is moving forward, right? What happens is, generally, even I've been known to do this, right, of holding grudges, right, and not forgiving people in the past, right. But what that does is it eats away at you as time passes by. I'll explain how. Right, so I'll not mention a person. So in my childhood, there's this basically there was this bully who would go ahead and bully me throughout my childhood, right. I'll not mention the names, right. And then there was also another person, right, who acted like a fake friend, right, should I say, a fake friend, or a person who tried to get close to me, to get information, but his gender was something else. It can, yeah, I just don't want to go into those stories, but yes, um, it is very important. Sorry guys, 1 minute. Yeah, to forgive yourself for the mistakes in terms of your past, because um, let's say, I mean, I've been through this, etc., right. So let's say I had anger, or the feelings of revenge, or hatred to these people in my past, right? I always felt that when you wake up the next day, it's going to be like, oh, I'm doing everything I can so that I can outbeat those people, right? But that it's just a never-ending cycle, right? Instead of doing that, my suggestion would be screw whatever happened in the past, right? Um, they've done something wrong. It hurt you, yes. You did something wrong then by taking revenge or keeping hatred or feelings of angst as such, right? But just go ahead and forgive yourself, right, for having those additional feelings toward those people, right? Those people did something bad, you had some feelings. If you didn't do anything, and if you are all good good and mighty in terms of your reactions, it's well and good. But if your reactions were, what I'm trying to say is, if your reactions were really bad to those people, right, and you're holding your thoughts about that within yourselves every day that you wake up, right? So don't beat yourself up on that, right? Everyone does mistakes. It's totally fine to do mistakes, right? I would say through mistakes and through loopholes is when you can fill the gaps with knowledge and a better life. So go ahead and forgive yourselves for any kind of feelings that you've had, ill feelings that you've had in the past. I'm not saying forgive them, right? That's not what I'm trying to say, right? I'm saying forgive yourselves for the feelings that you've had in the past, right? And if you, in terms of, let's say you've done something wrong, etc., right? So it's okay, everyone does mistakes, right? Just important thing is you learn from them and move forward. So that's the second point. Forgive yourself for things in the past. So the third one is is simple actually. I'm a person who would never do this. Okay, I was always this angsty, depressed kind of person. But smiling more is the third point. What that means is, right, throughout the day, whatever you do, right, always remember you have choices in terms of how you react. It kind of bleeds into the previous point, right, of the feelings that you do or the reactions that you give to people as such or your teammates, etc., right? But smiling more is very important no matter what. If someone praises you, someone shouts at you, someone, obviously there are some circumstances let's say you're mourning for someone, obviously you don't want to smile then. But in normal situations throughout the day, right, always think about this thing, right? If someone talks to you, you smile back at them, even if you don't understand. It's okay, you will see this. I feel this is a tactic by, if you see politicians, right, and if there's like a really good person or a collector or someone giving them advice, telling them, hey, look, do this, it will be great, and they know they don't want to do, but they'll be smiling basically all the time, right? But that's not what I'm trying to say. But the importance of smiling is very important, because it will give you the confidence of that you handle the situation very calmly. And it will also give an impression that hey, look, no matter what I'm saying to that person, right, obviously negative things, the person still reacts positively, right? So you're taking that negativity hits by giving back positivity, right, instead of just being a statue, or again adding negativity and falling backwards, right? So you remember, if you have to fall, always fall forwards. So you can do that by doing only positive things, right, in your life. So keep smiling no matter what, right? But there are some situations that you have to not smile, okay? And that one situation is an exception, and we all know that it's times when we move on, right? So apart from that, keep smiling. Don't give a shit about what people say as to why you're smiling like that, why is that. Trust me, this one smile, when you stretch your lips, it's scientifically proven that I don't know what kind of hormones it raises or decreases in the body, but it builds a self-confidence, and it gives you that feeling of happiness as well, right? So keep smiling more, guys. um, the fourth thing you can do is note down all the environments that you go or you visit to every day. So what I'm trying to say is, when you make a note of, let's say, these many hours I spend here, these many hours I spend with this person, these many hours I spend with these people, right? So once you're able to identify these environments that you interact with daily, right, you will get a list of environments which are toxic and non-toxic, right? So the fourth point is avoiding toxic environments, right? Now I'm not going to say avoid toxic people, because Let's be honest here. In times like this, you just cannot avoid them. You need to find a way to work around that, right? So I'm using the word environment in a much more liberal manner, but it can be, a toxic team member, a toxic manager, a toxic family member. It can be anything, right? In your particular scenario, right? The reason why I say this is because most of the times toxic people, right? They're close-minded. When I say close-minded, I'm just, again, it's my opinion, right? From my experiences, what I've seen is these people are not open to what else could be, right? So even if it's something that that you're comfortable with and it's not hurting others or not doing anything bad or infringing any laws as such, right? They will still find discomfort in what you do, even though if it's something positive, right? The reason behind that is their minds are just shut. They just want to do A, B, C, and D, right? They don't want to explore the other alphabets in English language as an example, right? So always remember, note down your environments that you work in, or the people or the teams you interact with, and then avoid these toxic environments. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. I work and do this, do that, right? Always hustling, right? So that's the fourth point: avoid toxic environments. So the final point I have for today is, right, I think it's very important. I think so. It should be on the first point itself, right? Is do not become a slave of materialism. Really think about it. So you often see in the news nowadays, millennials like us, Gen Z, Gen Y, or whatever, right? They always claim that these guys are, what do you call? They get their endorphins or their adrenaline rushes from materialistic things, and they're kind of right also, right? It's nowadays people run around for likes and shares, etc., right? Which is totally fine. And I also asked you guys to like my videos, so I'm somewhere to blame there as well, right? But I'm talking about a larger perspective, right? Attaching yourselves to materialistic things. There was a time in my life where I shouldn't be talking about this, but yeah, I just let you all know. In a very brief summary, right? I tried to acquire many things, this, that, thinking that it will make me happy, right? So at the end of the day, my whole house was filled with stuff. And to keep the story short, none of that kept me happy, right? All it did was it kept me locked down to one location. And it froze me there, basically like a person in time, right? And what will happen is, let's say you buy three things, right? And let's say you're happy for that moment, and after that moment you're not happy and you try to get something. Oh, I want this as well, right? So it becomes fourth. Then you get momentary happiness. Then you, after some time, you're bored again and you want something else. So you'll keep collecting. You keep collecting. Indirectly, in your search for happiness through materialistic things, you become a slave to them, right? So I would suggest, if you think about it, and if the same thing has happened to you, explore the topic of minimalism, right? Is basically you live with. I'm not going to explain what minimalism is because it's discussed widely on the internet, right? In terms of your living conditions, etc., right? It really helped me in terms of of saturating many things, right? Understanding just things what I need, right, rather than things what I want. So once you understand the things that you need and you have only the things that you need, other things you saturate them, you sell them back, donate, whatever, right? So that way you're not a slave to these objects and these materials, right? Okay, again, I could have taken this conversation about these materials to a whole other level, right? But I just want to keep this video short because it's already been very preachy and ranty, right? So guys, those were the 5 things that I feel that if you keep in mind, at least during your day or during your week, it'll make you a lot more happier than you already are, right? And just to summarize them, before I forget, I need to take this list in me. So the first thing is not giving 2 shits about what anyone says in terms of your purpose, in terms of what you need to do, as long as it's not hurting them or anyone else around you. So that's number 1. Number 2 is forgiving yourself for the past, in terms of the feelings or the emotions or the anger or the actions that you've done in the past. It's totally fine. Everyone does mistakes. Move forward and remember only to fall forward, never fall backwards, right? That's the second one. The third thing is smiling more, right? The person may be angry, sad, or whatever, right? I mean, when the person is sad, obviously you don't. What am I saying? If the person is sad, you don't smile at them. But when you have negative emotions due to uncontrollable situations, I feel your smile or you smiling throughout the day can change those scenarios and help you make wiser decisions throughout the day or throughout the week. So that's tip number 3. That's smiling more. Fourth thing is avoiding toxic environments by making note of teams or areas that you interact with throughout your day and segregating them into saying that hey, these are toxic environments, just avoid them. Right now, there are ways around them. You'll have to understand. Hey, this is let's say this is a team which is like this, right? And you can't avoid them directly, but you'll have to find a different way of avoiding a negative conversation. But like I discussed yesterday, like one of the top points I spoke about yesterday was talking last, right? So you'll have to find ways around that, right? But in general, try to avoid them as much as possible, right? And the fifth and last point is, do not become a slave to materialism, right? And do not become engrossed in getting this thing. I want this. I want the new iPhone X. I want the new MacBook Pro. I want the new this. Because trust me, once that momentary happiness is gone and there's another model out, you want that as well, right? Indirectly, the market makes you a slave, right? Or because you could rather invest your time and money into something more productive for your future, right? So I hope you like this video, guys. It was a very long video, right? I'll try to keep it as short as possible going forward, right? It's been over 15 minutes now. So thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful day ahead and a wonderful week ahead, right? Feel free to leave your suggestions, like I said, in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want those notifications, turn the notification bell on, right, for more videos. And see you guys until next time. So keep it real. Bye bye.